I've made a terrible decision and have bought an electric supercharger. G'day folks, and welcome again to another episode of Turbo Build. My name's Brendan, it's fantastic to have you here as always, and today we're going to install this electronic water pump into the race car. This is a Davies Pt1, perfectly suited for this sized engine and of course with a turbo. You can go a smaller Pt80, although you really probably, it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of extra, I guess. So this is about the right size for this car. To get this into the car, we'll need to remove the old water pump. To get the old water pump out, we've got to kind of strip down some of the front of the engine, front of the car, radiator, hoses and things. Replace the mechanical water pump with sort of a block-off adapter, and then plumb this thing in where the lower radiator hose used to live. And then lastly, wire it up. First things first, let me show you all the bits that we've got with the kit and what I'm going to have to do to get this all plumbed into the car. So obviously first thing we've got is the water pump itself. It's an Pt1 Davies Craig unit. I bought it in the nylon because, well, it was lighter and I didn't see the difference between the two options. You can get nylon or like an aluminium type housing, and I don't know, what's the benefits of either? I actually don't know. Anyway, yeah, I literally just went for nylon because it was a couple of grams lighter. So other than that, I've got this adapter water pump, which I've basically salvaged an old water pump. Dug the guts out of it, removed the old impeller and the pulley off the front, and filled up the hole. Now it's important, these are important, and I kind of need to keep it because of the location for the two timing belt pulleys is on these two holes, and so these kind of points are critical because of that. And likewise there's a big hole in front of the motor which we need to fill with something, and so this works. I have seen people have an inlet through this hole here rather than through the OEM location. That's not a bad idea. However, for my sake and for simplicity, I'm just going to keep the old water pump inlet that goes through here because I guess it's easy. And yeah, so that's kind of all the bits we've got. The other thing we need to do is wire this pump up to the car. I'm going to do that later. I'm going to show you what we're going to do there. We are going to use a special little controller designed by Patron Engineering to adapt or to make the ECU control this a bit more cleverly than just an on-off switch. But we'll do that next time. So for today, let's get the old water pump out and put this replacement in. So first thing we're going to have to do is sort of disassemble things. We'll have to get the intercooler piping out of the way. The radiator will need to come out. We'll have to pull the valve cover off, and then some of the timing covers down there. So that we can get to the water pump, and that will need to come off, and then we can put our blank filler type pump in. Let's get to work. Picked up this aluminum spanner for AN fitting, which is kind of cool. That's the banjo bolt. It's got the two copper washers, so you got to take care not to lose those. Quite a big bolt. And And I think that's it. Everything should lift away now. So. Excellent. It's all really quite clean in here, which is probably quite nice. I don't know if the ethanol fuel has anything to do with it. I mean, it's obviously getting very regular oil changes, this car, but yeah. Okay, so next up we'll focus on the bits here. So timing covers will come off, the belts will come off, these fittings will come out, this pulley has to come off, oh actually the hot water pump comes off. That can probably stay. We'll see what happens. So, a point of fact, obviously this is no longer required, and it also renders the belt too long. So what I'll need to do is measure up at my own new belt size. The belt will have to go around the alternator only now, something like that. Obviously way too long. So we'll yeah, measure up a new belt and have to order a new one. These are usually you can measure them by, so you can measure them, or you can get them just based off the part number. So 4PK 880 is a 880 mil, so I'll just get something, it'll be like, say 600 or something. So I'll measure and we'll work it out, and we'll be able to get a new belt. And that's the last of the belts and, covers and things. So you can see here the two timing belt pulleys which bolt to the water pump housing, so hence why we need to keep the water pump housing, is to make sure we've got these have got somewhere to go. So obviously our replacement gets rid of the actual water pump impeller and this shaft and everything. So time to take the water pump out. So things are a little kind of gross looking in here, a little bit rustier than I'd like, and that's because the car sat for a little while without proper anti-corrosion fluid in it, which is my fault because it was actually really nice before that. Anyway, so the old pump is out, and it's still got the water neck on it, so I'll take this off the old pump, and we can put the new pump, or the blanking plate pump in, and then this will go back on the new pump, although I might modify it, so we'll think about that for later. Well, there you have it. The old water pump is out. Next time we'll get the electric water pump in place and plumbed in and hopefully wired all up. But anyway, that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching. As always, if you like the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up buttons down below. Subscribe if you're new and you want to see more of this awesome content. You can find us everywhere on Facebook, Instagram, all of those sorts of places at BEAVIS Motorsport. Just Google us, you'll find us. And of course, if you'd like to support me in the channel, you can find some awesome content like this shirt and other stuff at beavismotorsport.com/store. That's it from me. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.